Magandang araw sa ating lahat, mga kapatid ko sa Panginoon. We are currently having this devotional series on God's grace in the Old Testament. We have seen the grace of God in the lives of our first parents, Adam and Eve, after their fall. Last time, I also shared to you about the grace of God in the life of Noah and his family. Today, allow me to point you to another Old Testament character and the grace of God in his life. The name of this person is Abraham. Now, there are many good qualities that we can see in Abraham's life. Even though his life was far from being perfect, we know that he displayed that kind of faith he was known for. But let us focus on God's working in his life, specifically God's grace. Lest we forget, let us be reminded that the grace of God was manifested in the choosing of Abraham to bless all people through him. Babasahin ko po sa inyo ang Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 to 3. Now the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you, and I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." Abraham holds an important role in the unfolding of God's plan to save his people. Originally, he was called Abram, but later God changed his name to Abraham, for he will be the father of many nations. The first 3 verses of Genesis 12 is where we find the call of Abraham by God. He was already around 80 years old by this time, and yet we see him obeying the command of God to leave his country and go to a land that God will show to him. Probably we can say that it was not an easy decision. Hindi niya alam kung saan siya pupunta, at yung lugar niya ay may tuturing ng comfortable siya doon. Faith made Abraham leave his comfort zone and go to a place he does not even know. Even though we see the turning point of Abraham's life in Genesis 12 and be amazed in his faith, let us not forget God and his grace. Take note that in 3 verses alone, we read God's command accompanied with promises. Go from your country to a land that I will show you, verse 1. I will make you a great nation, verse 2. I will bless you and make your name great, verse 2. I will bless those who bless you, verse 3. Him who dishonors you, I will curse, verse 3. We have here what we call the Abrahamic covenant. God promised him a land, promised to make him a great nation, and promised to bless him. If the simplest meaning of grace is undeserved merit or divine favor, what Abraham received were all of God's grace. In truth, Abraham was a nobody. He deserves nothing from God, and yet God chose him. Now all believers in all generations can say that they are all children of Abraham. Galatians chapter 3 verse 7 says, "Know then that it is those of faith who are the sons of Abraham." The grace of God to Abraham was key to the redemptive work of God for his people. Until today, we are recipients of this grace. We are saved because of God's grace. My friends, can we just simply cherish the grace of God? Abraham was a nobody, but God had been gracious to him. We are also nobodies. We don't deserve anything. All we are today and all we have today is because of God's grace. I invite all of you to always cherish and be thankful for the grace of God. Have a blessed day.